Good afternoon to all, and welcome to the Bureau of the Treasury's Investors Briefing for the Retail Dollar Bonds, or RDBs. I am Vanessa Galvez, and I will be your host for this afternoon. We are excited to showcase to you this inaugural RDB issuance. In the next hour, we will learn more about investment in the RDBs to help us expand, invest, and elevate. First and foremost, may we request everyone to pause in respect for the Philippine national anthem. Now, for everyone's reference, this will be our program for this afternoon. Do stay tuned until the end for our open forum. You may type in your questions by clicking Question at the right-hand panel of your screens. Our speakers will answer them later. At this point, allow me to introduce the President of First Metro Securities, Mr. Gonzalo Ordonez, to welcome you all.
Welcome to this virtual investors briefing. On behalf of the Bureau of the Treasury and the Joint Issue Managers, we are pleased to present the BTR's inaugural retail dollar bond issuance. With the theme, Expand, Invest, and Elevate, the retail dollar bond gives Filipinos the opportunity to invest in a risk-free investment-grade dollar-denominated security that offers higher yields than regular US dollar deposit accounts. With a minimum placement of just $300 US, investors will earn quarterly interest and secure additional income. The Bureau of the Treasury makes it convenient for you to invest wherever you are in the world by making this facility available online. And we at First Metro Securities, Metro Bank's stock brokerage company, are proud to be one of BTR's online distribution partners. Anyone can invest in RDB if you have a stock brokerage account with FirstMetroSec. Opening an account is done completely online. With little effort, you can earn interest to secure your future and support the government in building the nation. Together, let us elevate lives and diversify your investments with the Bureau of the Treasury's retail dollar bonds.
Thank you, Sir Gons. All right, indeed, the new normal has changed a lot of things for all of us. And one of the best things is making investing easier for all, especially for our overseas-based kababayans. This time, we'll hear from someone who has always been gracious to guests on our bond-related events. To deliver the message from the issuer, our favorite, the Director for Research Service of the Bureau of the Treasury, Mr. Robert Dominic Mariano. Welcome back to First MetroSec, Sir Doms.
Okay, there. So once again, thank you, Vanessa. Okay, so it's good to be back. And we're now here to share with you this new exciting product that is being launched by the Bureau of the Treasury. So first off, on behalf of the National Treasurer, Rosalia V. De Leon, I'd like to thank First Metro Securities and the Metro Bank Group for, of course, always being our partners in our efforts, not only to raise the necessary financing as part of our program, but also for helping promote financial inclusion and financial literacy through these investor briefings and roadshows that we are doing for our kababayans. So, as you have mentioned, we are now, of course, in the middle of this new normal, or this challenge that we are that not only the Philippines but the whole world is going through. And looking at the bigger picture, the Philippine government has raised around 3 trillion pesos this year, primarily to finance our pandemic response, but also to prepare the economy for recovery once we are through this crisis. And of course, of this total amount, as part of our strategy, we plan to raise a majority, around 80%, through domestic sources of borrowings. You are, or some of you might already be familiar with our usual weekly issuance of Treasury bills and Treasury bonds, and the now popular retail Treasury bonds, and this would also include our brand new bonds. On the external side, we also do our financing through the issuance of securities in external markets. This would usually be in the form of dollar bonds, but lately this has also included euro, yen, and yuan offerings. And then, of course, we have what we call our official development assistance through our bilateral and multilateral development partners. But what we have for you today is a new issuance, which I believe will be of particular interest to our kababayans, particularly those who are earning in dollars. This is our first ever offering of the retail dollar bonds, or the RDBs. And the main benefits or motivation for offering this product to, or offering this security to Filipinos are the following. First, it will allow investors to further diversify their investments by offering US dollar denominated securities or instruments that can match the natural cash flows, especially of our overseas Filipino communities. Investors are not only guaranteed a safeguard from potential FX risks or those adjustments in the foreign exchange rate, but more importantly, this affords them an opportunity to maintain the value of their hard-earned US dollar savings, since interest and principal will be repaid in US dollars. Furthermore, with the national government assuming the final withholding tax on, or the interest on, with the national government assuming the final withholding tax on interest income from the RDBs, investors get to enjoy the full fruits of their investment. Lastly, given that the RDBs are available at a minimum denomination of just $300 US, this would serve as a more accessible financial instrument when compared to the traditional ROPs, which are usually offered for minimum investments of $200,000 US. So our investment channels, lastly, which have been made more convenient through our partnership with such institutions as Securities, will be explained later on by our partners in this forum. This will also ultimately make it easier for everyone, including overseas Filipinos, to open bank accounts and invest in the RDBs, even if they are outside the country. Now, in closing, while the RDB is a new product which we are offering during these extraordinary times, we are confident that with the support of our kababayans, we will be one step closer to fulfilling our goal of further strengthening financial inclusion as well as financial literacy for every Filipino. Once again, thank you for giving us the time to hear us out on this new offering. I'll now turn you back to Vanessa for the next part of our webinar.
Thank you very much for that inspiring message, Sir Doms. So as you said, investing in this retail dollar bond not only gives investors stable income in US dollars, but also provides the opportunity for us Filipinos to help the country. Now, to give a sneak peek about this new dollar financial instrument, let's hear it directly from the Pamilya Dolyares.
Welcome home, Tita! Pasalubong for everybody! Thank you, Tita.
Thanks, Tita. Maraming salamat, Tita.
Thanks, Tita! O, syempre, para sa aming bunso. Salamat po, Tita. $? Anong gagawin ko dito? Kung ako sa'yo, ibibili ko na lang yun ng bagong damit. So, 2010 pa kaya yung fashion mo? Ay?
Lagay mo sa wallet para makaipon ka.
Ganon? Ay, alam ko na. Itago na lang ni Mommy para hindi mawala.
Hoy, pwede ba, Linda?
Joke lang eh. Wala talagang sense of humor ang mga tao dito.
Gawin mo ko nung gusto mong gawin dyan, anak.
Hala, pero yung dollars ko dati, hiram ni Mommy. Binalik ko naman ah.
Sabi ko sa'yo, lagay mo na lang sa wallet mo, di ba? Ba kayo? Bakit ba kayo nangingialam? Hindi naman pera yan.
Daddy's girl talagang baby dollars namin.
Sabi ko,
Pwede ba dad? Akala ko hayaan na.
Kasi ito naman sana to, kung nilagay mo na lang sa wallet mo.
Hey, can everybody just relax?
Hello, Dolores. It's me, Uncle Ben, and I'm here to offer an exciting opportunity for all of you.
Huh? Opportunity?
Expand and elevate your life by investing me in retail dollar bonds by the Bureau of the Treasury. Earn interest with just a minimum of $300. It can open opportunities for you in either 5 or 10 years. It's your choice. But wait, there's more. You won't get just one, not two, but you'll get 4 interest payments per year.
Eh paano kung wala naman akong dollars?
And invest using your hard-earned pesos.
Kasali ba kami dyan, bro?
Of course, kasali na lahat. You can invest through your dollar account at pwede rin gumamit ng peso. With Peso Clear, you can invest through our participating banks.
Eh, paano pa nag-invest na kami sa Retail Treasury bonds?
Eddie, expand for more. Elevate your portfolio by investing in multiple products. Sa panahon na yon, dapat the more the many ang iyong investments. Don't want to go to your bank? Well then, no more pila-pila. So easy to invest dahil pwedeng online lang. Inconvenience? We don't know that. Kapag you invest me, so retail dollar bonds. Expand, invest, elevate. You're not only expanding your investment, you're also investing in your country. Dahil mahal ko kayo.
To learn more, visit www.treasury.gov.ph. Offer period is from September 15, 2021 to October 1st, 2021 only.
All right. So thank you, Tita, the Pamilya Doliares, and of course, Uncle Ben, for that tip where we could put our dollars. Now, I hope that video got you interested and excited to know more about the RDBs. So now we will proceed to provide you further details, starting with the terms of the offer. For this, we would like to call on Mr. John Wesley Peralta, First Vice President of First Metro Investment Corporation. Wesley?
Thank you, Van, and good afternoon to everyone. So before we proceed with the detailed terms of the offer, allow me to share to you what RDBs are. RDBs, or retail dollar bonds, are investment securities issued by the Republic of the Philippines. Investment in RDBs are direct obligations of the Republic and are thus considered investment grade. The nice thing about this dollar product is its affordability. You only need to have a minimum investment of $300. So in peso terms, it's only around what, 15,000 pesos? It's like buying a cell phone from Shopee. No, but seriously, my point is it's that affordable. So RDBs shall pay frequent quarterly interest similar to its peso cousin, the retail treasury bonds. So going back to the RDBs, it offers relatively higher yields compared to dollar savings and deposit instruments. And we also would like to emphasize that the withholding tax on interest shall be assumed by the Republic. So no withholding tax will be deducted from the interest income that you will be receiving. It is also very convenient to invest in RDBs. It can be purchased through Metro Bank, First Metro, and from 10 other selling agent banks. Investors can even use their new or existing dollar savings account as settlement accounts for the payment of RDBs and for the receipt of interest. And in addition, investors can have an option to use their pesos to purchase dollars in order to invest in the RDBs, and as well as open a new dollar settlement account. Online facilities are also available to enable investors to purchase the RDBs right from the comfort and safety of their homes. So flashed on your screen is a summary of terms and conditions of this instrument. The issuer of the RDBs is the Republic of the Philippines through the Bureau of the Treasury. The minimum issue amount is $400 million. But just to shed more color, during the auction conducted by the BTR last week, the amount raised has already reached more than $800 million. So this figure may still increase further as we are still in the offer period stage. Now, there are two tenors, a 5-year and a 10-year, one maturing in 2026 and the other maturing in 2031, respectively. So the 5-year interest rate is at 1.375% per annum, and the 10-year interest rate is at 2.25% per annum. So we would like to reiterate that since the Republic will assume all withholding taxes on interest, these rates are net to investors already. Now, as mentioned earlier, interest payments to investors will be made quarterly. Now, First Metro is one of the joint issue managers in this transaction, together with BDO Capital, BPI Capital, China Bank Capital, RCBC Capital, Standard Chartered, and Union Bank of the Philippines. And then DBP and Land Bank are acting as the joint lead issue managers. As mentioned earlier, the minimum investment amount is at $300 and in increments of $100 thereafter. RDBs are direct, unconditional, unsubordinated, and general obligations of the Republic of the Philippines. And as mentioned earlier, what is special about the RDBs is that investors will receive full coupon payments, since withholding tax on interest will be assumed by the Republic. Now, there are also three ways to invest in the RDBs. First is via over-the-counter, or what we call our traditional channel, in which investors may purchase the bonds via First Metro, Metrobank branches, and other branches of other selling agents. Second is via online channels through the RTB online ordering facility, which is in collaboration with FirstMetroSec Securities and Land Bank. The online channel can be accessed via the website of the BTR at www.treasury.gov.ph. And third, via mobile applications such as bonds.ph, the Overseas Filipino Bank's mobile banking app, as well as Land Bank's mobile banking app. Investments may be placed via straight dollar option if you have dollars on hand, or if you already have a US dollar bank account, or via the peso clear option. So this will be for investors who only have peso accounts but no dollar accounts. RDBs are eligible as insurance reserves, performance bonds, judicial bonds, and for banks, these are eligible for foreign currency cover for their FCDUs. The RDBs will be listed in the Philippine Dealing and Exchange Corporation in order to facilitate secondary trading. Now, in terms of secondary trading, the minimum trading lot is the same as the minimum investment amount at $300 and in increments of $100 thereafter. So some key dates that we wish to highlight for the RDBs. The public offer period started last September 15 and will close on October 1. Please note, however, that the BTR retains complete discretion to adjust the offer period. The issue date of the RDBs is targeted to be on October 8, 2021. Now, the maturity date for the 5-year RDB is 5 years from issue date, which is on October 8, 2026, while the maturity date of the 10-year RDB is 10 years from issue date, which is on October 8, 2031. So my portion of the program ends here. Thank you and good afternoon. Back to you, Vanessa.
All right, so thank you for that, Wesley. So just to summarize, it's a dollar bond available in either 5 or 10 years with tax-assumed interest, which is perfect because investors get the full interest payment quarterly, which with no tax deduction. So, and considering that it's a risk-free asset, it's great for diversification and for stable income, especially for our dollar earners. So for those of you looking for capital preservation, the interest rate is definitely higher compared to just leaving your dollars in savings accounts or time deposit. And of course, very affordable at only $300 and in increments of $100. So guys, remember, you only have until October 1 to invest. All right, so now that we know what the investment is, how then do we invest? To give us the offering process details, let's welcome Mr. Bernard Charles Paco, Senior Manager of First Metro Investment Corporation. Go ahead, Bernard.
Thank you, Van. Good afternoon. There are two options in placing your RDB investments. The first of the two placement methods is the straight USD method. The straight USD method is pretty much the typical operation of a US dollar denominated investment. Investors may invest using their US dollar funds via a selling agent bank during the offer period, and investors may choose to either purchase dollars to fund their investments or use existing dollar funds. On the issue date, selling agent banks aggregate the placement made and remit the proceeds to the Bureau of the Treasury, or the BTR. After receiving the proceeds, the BTR then deploys the funds to various government implementing agencies to finance public programs. On every quarter and on the maturity date, the BTR remits payment to the selling agent banks, which they deposit the amount to the investors into their dollar savings accounts, which serves as their settlement accounts. To illustrate how the RDB USD straight placement works, let's take an example of a $1,000 placement made in the 10-year RDB. Again, RDBs carry a quarterly interest payment feature 3 months after the issue date and every 3 months thereafter until the maturity date. RDB investors receive their interest in US dollars. For an interest rate of 2.25% per annum or per year, RDB investors will get $5.63 for every quarter deposited into their settlement account. So per year, that'll be a total of $22.50. And one of the best things about the RDB is the taxes are paid for already by the issuer. So the $22.50 interest per year or the $5.63 per quarter is already clean from any deductions. And then after 10 years, investors will now get their principal investment back. In our example, investors will get their $1,000 back together with the final interest payment of $5.63 for a total of $1,022.50. And now for our second placement method, we have what we call Peso Clear. The main difference between Peso Clear and straight USD is that this method allows the investors to invest via Philippine peso without the need to open a US dollar account. Please note that among the selling agents, only Land Bank, OF Bank, FMSPC through Metro Bank offer the Peso Clear option through Land Bank ordering platform and the mobile apps of the two banks. With the Peso Clear method, investors will place an investment via Land Bank, OF Bank, or FMSPC in Philippine pesos, and Land Bank, OF Bank, or FMSPC will convert the funds into US dollars for you at its prevailing US dollar FX rate. Similar to the straight USD, on the issue date, Land Bank, OF Bank, or FMSPC will aggregate the placements made and remit the proceeds to the BTR. After receiving the proceeds, the BTR then deploys the funds to various government implementing agencies to finance public programs. On every quarter and on the maturity date, the BTR remits payments to Land Bank, OF Bank, and FMSPC, and the latter deposits the amount due to investors converted automatically into Philippine peso, which they will deposit in the investors' Philippine peso current or savings accounts. That serves as RDB settlement accounts. Conversion will also be based on the prevailing USD FX rates set by Land Bank, OF Bank, and Metro Bank. Now, to illustrate how Peso Clear works, assuming a $1,000 investment in a 10-year RDB, which also carries a 2.25% per annum interest rate. During the day of an investment, the investor pays Philippine peso equivalent of $1,000 at the exchange rate of 50 pesos to a dollar. So that will be corresponding to a peso amount of 50,000 pesos. And then 3 months after the issue date and every 3 months thereafter until the maturity date, RDB investors receive their interest, which is initially computed in US dollars, which is at $5.63 per quarter. In our example, the exchange rate 3 months after the issue date is at 50.50. The selling agent bank will now convert the interest proceeds in pesos using this rate. This translates to a converted peso amount of 284 pesos and 6 centavos. In the interest of financial literacy, I would like to share to our audience the concept of market price. Market price is simply how much a commodity or asset is worth to the market at a certain point in time. A practical example of this is gas or diesel prices. I'm sure that we are all familiar on how pump prices frequently change, and this is similar to currency exchange rates, which also change from time to time. So in our example, we have set theoretical exchange rates. They are figures highlighted in blue. If you notice, although we get the same amount of quarterly interest in US dollars, which is at $5.63, the converted peso amount varies. Comparing the first converted interest with the second converted interest, since the exchange rate went up, our converted amount in peso is also higher. Now, comparing it with the third converted interest, since exchange rate went down, our converted amount is now lower. So how is this information relevant to us as investors? As informed investors, we should always be aware of the risks that come with our investments. All investments have inherent risks, but those risks vary depending on the type of investment and the issuer. In the case of RDBs, you are investing in assets called government securities, specifically government bonds. These types of investments are known as low-risk investments since it is backed by the full financial capacity of the issuing government. However, the conversion of dollars proceeds from the RDB into peso, the rate of which can fluctuate regularly, which is subject to a peso clear investor or any peso earner investor purchasing dollars for peso to invest in the RDB to FX risk. As such, you should only place RDBs via peso clear or purchase dollars for pesos to invest in RDBs if you are willing to take this FX or risk that your peso proceeds from the RDB investments can be higher or lower on each payment period. I would now proceed to illustrate on how secondary market trading will work for the RDB. There are two scenarios to consider. First, selling your RDBs at a discounted clean price of 99.399 to be settled 3 months from now or from the issue date. In this scenario, you will receive a total proceeds of $993.99. The difference between this amount and the $1,000 you initially paid for the RDBs is $6.01. Since your sale proceeds is less the amount than the purchase that RDB, you incurred a capital loss for selling your RDBs at a discount when you initially purchased them at par. Second, selling your RDBs at a premium at a clean price of 102.261 to be settled 3 months from issue date. In this scenario, you will receive a total proceeds of $1,022.61. The difference between this amount and the $1,000 you initially paid for the RDBs is $22.61. This time, since your sale proceeds is greater than the amount you purchased the RDBs, you received a capital gain selling your RDBs at a premium, which you initially purchased from them at par. For the RDBs, secondary trading will be done in US dollars. You may request a peso conversion from your bank should you prefer so. The bank you deal with may also charge fees for secondary market trading. It is worth noting that as an individual investor, you will not incur any actual capital gain or loss from the RDB in dollar terms as long as you hold the RDBs until maturity. Now that we've covered the two placement methods for RDBs, we will now proceed to discuss various investment channels. As mentioned earlier in the presentation, we have traditional and online channels where you can purchase RDBs. Our traditional channel, you may invest over the counter through any of the branches or sales desks of our selling agents nationwide. And for our online channels, you may invest through the RTB online ordering facility via the website of the Bureau of the Treasury at www.treasury.gov.ph. This option is available to clients of Securities offering the USD straight investment option and Land Bank offering the peso clear investment option. You may also invest via our mobile apps, Land Bank mobile banking app and the OF Banking mobile app, both offering the peso clear investment option, and Bonds.ph offering the USD straight investment option. You may download these apps for free via the App Store if you are an Apple device user or via Google Play if you are an Android device user. Via our mobile apps, you may conveniently place your orders, but please ensure that your settlement accounts are fully funded prior to placing your orders. This is the list of the 12 selling agents where you can place your orders to purchase the RDBs. We would like to reiterate that only Land Bank is offering peso clear through their both online ordering and mobile banking apps, and the OF Bank through its mobile banking app.
All right. So thank you very much, Bernard. Basically, we get guaranteed quarterly interest payments for the next 5 or 10 years, whichever term the investor chooses. But just in case you want to get your money back early, you can sell it through FirstMetroSec based on the prevailing price at the time of selling. And just to reiterate, for First MetroSec Metrobank clients, the peso conversion option is also available. Our next speaker will discuss this in detail. So to provide us the steps on how to invest online, we have Mr. Robert Marco Samson, Business Development Mindanao Head of First MetroSec, who is joining us from Davao. The floor is yours, Robbie.
Thank you, Van. So good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, on behalf of the Metrobank Group, I would like to express our gratitude to the Bureau of the Treasury for allowing us to take part in this retail dollar bond roadshow. So over the next few minutes, please let me share with you everything you need to know for you to be able to invest in a piece of history, the Philippines' maiden retail dollar bonds. But first things first, what are the requirements and how do you actually open a First MetroSec dollar account? So let's watch this video to find out.
Want to invest in retail dollar bonds? It's easy and convenient with First MetroSec. To get started, open a First MetroSec dollar account. Here's how to open your account online. First, go to the First MetroSec website and click Open an Account. Select whether you're a Metrobank account holder or other bank depositor. For a seamless application, prepare these requirements in advance. Tax identification number or TIN, an active email address, valid ID with 3 signatures on a white paper, proof of bank account, and proof of address. You must also make an initial deposit of at least $100, which you can use to invest in stocks, funds, and bonds. There is no maintaining balance required. Once all of the requirements are prepared, you may proceed. Next, completely accomplish all the online forms. Once done, you will receive an email verification. Just click the link on the email to proceed. Then, upload the required documents you've prepared. And that's it, you are now done with your application. Note that it will take 2 to 3 business days to activate your account. Now that you have your First MetroSec dollar account, you can fund it in 3 ways. Online bills payment through Metrobank or BDO, through any remittance center overseas, or through a peso to US dollar conversion at any Metrobank branch. Once funded, you can now go to the Bureau of the Treasury's website. Next, complete the online ordering form and select First Metro Securities Brokerage Corp as your settlement bank. Once you're redirected to First MetroSec's payment page, enter your First MetroSec username and password. Then, read and agree to the Notice of Offering, Authorization, and Investor's Undertaking. Review the payment instruction and confirm. A transaction confirmation will be sent to your registered email address. You may order multiple times during the offer period for as low as $300 and in multiples of just $100. For more information, visit our help center at help.firstmetrosec.com.ph. All the options and convenience within your reach through International Finance's best online broker and best online trading platform for 4 years in a row. With First MetroSec, it's your future first.
Okay, so there you have it. So after learning how easy and convenient opening an account with First MetroSec is, let's talk about how you can fund it. And with that said, there are 3 equally easy options for you to choose from. The first is by way of bank remittance. So all we need to do is this one. The good thing about First MetroSec is funding can come from any bank or remittance center overseas using any currency. You may deposit, transfer funds, and even fund via remittance to any of our bank accounts with the pertinent details flashed in front of you. These are also available in our website, firstmetrosec.com.ph. So all you need to do is simply send your proof of deposit, proof of fund transfer, or proof of remittance via our e-help desk or by emailing them to customerservice@firstmetrosec.com.ph. Make sure you use your registered email address and include your full name, OTA number, amount, transaction date and time, plus a clear copy of your proof of funding. Next is funding your account via Metrobank Online. Number 1, go to the Metrobank Online website and log in using your credentials. Next, register FirstMetroSec as a biller. Just go to Contacts, under Billers, click the Add button. For contact name, type your preferred label or nickname. Under Biller, choose First Metro Securities Brokerage Corp USD. So please don't forget to choose the option with USD at the end and enter your account number. This can be found at the upper right side of your online investment account beside the username. Then enter your phone number. Next, enter your password to finalize. Click on Pay Bills from the dashboard and enter the amount you wish to fund your account with, your registered FirstMetroSec biller, and your source account in case of multiple accounts. Choose the schedule, whether now or later, and click Next. As a reminder, make sure you review the transaction before clicking Continue. Then your Metrobank passcode to confirm the transaction. A similar step-by-step funding instruction manual can also be found in our website, firstmetrosec.com.ph. Additionally, you may also fund your investment via a Metrobank branch by converting your Philippine pesos into US dollars. Here's a quick overview of how to do it. Number 1, fill out the subscription agreement for USD onshore investments and submit that form via our help center. Please allow 1 business day for processing. Once processed, a signed copy by a FirstMetroSec authorized personnel shall be emailed to the client's registered email address. Print this signed subscription agreement and present to the Metrobank branch as a supporting document. Within 10 business days, go to any Metrobank branch, request for and accomplish the forms. Number 1, application to purchase foreign exchange for payment of FX to another local resident. And number 2, application for miscellaneous transactions. So important, please note, write the name of the bond that you will be investing in. Lastly, fill out the green payment slip with First Metro Securities Brokerage Corp under the company name and indicate your First MetroSec account name and account code. Also make sure to write reference number 512. A more detailed step-by-step instruction manual, along with download links of the necessary forms, may be found at our online help desk. After opening your First MetroSec account, funding it via a wide array of options, and eventually investing in the retail dollar bonds, you also need to know how to withdraw funds from your First MetroSec dollar investment account. To do that, here are the steps. Number 1, go to Account, then click Withdrawal Request. Enter an amount, enter your password, and then click Next. Number 4, go to View Withdrawal Request to see the status of your request. So please be reminded that withdrawals will be credited to your nominated settlement bank account and only cleared cash can be withdrawn. Sell proceeds shall be made available for withdrawal after 3 trading days. Bank transfer fees, if any, shall be for the client's account. USD withdrawals shall be processed through a nominated dollar account. Withdrawal requests received past cutoff time shall be processed the next trading day. So the cutoff and credit time for withdrawals of USD cleared funds are as follows. The withdrawal for the cutoff time is 9:30 a.m. Philippine time on a trading day. For the crediting time, same day before 9 p.m. Philippine time. For withdrawals beyond the cutoff time, crediting is on the next trading day before 9 p.m. Philippine time. So we're giving you 24/7 online account opening, online investing, online funding, online withdrawals, and even an electronic help desk. If you'd like to learn more about First MetroSec, please visit our website, firstmetrosec.com.ph. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, and subscribe to our official YouTube channel. For inquiries and concerns, drop us an email via customerservice@firstmetrosec.com.ph. On behalf of First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation of the Metrobank Group, thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Robbie. So investing online is indeed easy and convenient. Now we move on to the next part of our program. So in recent years, the Bureau of the Treasury, or BTR, has worked towards adapting to the needs of Filipinos wherever they are in the world. allow us to showcase today the BTR app, the Bureau of the Treasury's newest portal to access the different online channels where investors can purchase the RDBs and later on the retail Treasury bonds and your favorite, the Premio bonds. Let's watch this.
Be a better investor with a new Bureau of the Treasury app, your one-stop shop for learning and understanding the functions of the Bureau, its offering of government securities, and information about its latest offering of new and innovative products catered to Filipinos inside and outside the country. With a BTR app, be better informed about the Treasury's role in achieving the country's development goals. Learn how the Bureau of the Treasury executes transactions to generate the funding for the critical projects of the national government, including building infrastructure to maximize economic efficiency, as well as social programs to improve the lives of the Filipino people. Learn how the Bureau of the Treasury manages the debt portfolio of the Republic to minimize its exposure to risks and ensure debt sustainability. Make better investment choices by getting to know the different government securities being offered to the public and how you can invest in these. Discover and learn about the different investment instruments offered by the national government, from the regular offerings of Treasury bonds and Treasury bills to special issuances such as the retail Treasury bonds, Premio bonds, and the newest addition to the family, the first ever issuance of retail dollar bonds. All the information that you need to know about investing in retail dollar bonds right at your fingertips. Get to know the terms of the RDBs, including the coupon rate, tenor of the investment, offer period, the risks to the investment, and the participating banks. There is even a calculator that automatically calculates your returns from investing in the RDBs and compares it with time deposit rates. Once ready to invest, in just a click, you will be automatically redirected to our wide array of available investment channels for secure, fast, and hassle-free investment. Choose between the BTR's online ordering platform, Bonds.ph app, OF Bank app, or the Land Bank mobile app for your investment in RDBs. Investing in government securities has never been this easy, and the BTR will continue to explore and introduce innovative ways of investing to ensure that each Filipino will have access to a safe and secure investment wherever they are in the world. A whole lot better investing experience awaits you. The BTR app, your one-stop shop for easy and secure investments right at your fingertips.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile app.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile application.
Be a better investor with BTR mobile app.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile application.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile app.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile application.
Be a better investor with the BTR mobile application.
Be a better investor with Bureau of Treasury mobile application.
Be a better investor, Bureau of Treasury mobile application. Be a better investor
with the BTR
mobile application.
All right, so we are honored to be part of the BTR app. When you click on First Metro Securities, it will redirect you to our website where you can read up on bonds, some frequently asked questions, and instructions how to order online. All right, at this point, we've heard a lot from our speakers, but I'm sure our viewers still have some questions. So for our open forum, may I request our speakers to join me on video so we could answer some of the items that our viewers would like to ask. Wesley, Bernard, Robbie. There you go. So, and Director Doms. Okay. Maybe let's start off with this question. Okay, so this bond is said to be tax assumed. What does that mean? Director Doms, would you care to answer that?
So thank you, Vanessa. So the tax assumption feature for the RDB does not mean that the interest earned is already exempt from the tax, from income tax rather. It's just that the 20% final tax is assumed by the national government. So in effect, there is a tax, but since the national government is paying for it, then the investor gets to enjoy the full coupon or interest that he or she earns on that investment. Now, regardless of the, well, maybe I'll just go the full 9 yards on this one. So regardless of the full tax assumption feature, individual taxpayers really do not need to file in their ITR for the interest income from RDBs, since the tax is withheld from this income is already considered full and final. However, there's a caveat. Corporate investors or corporate investors or those who practice or those who are engaged in the private practice of their profession will be required to report the interest income from the RDBs as part of their net income in their audited financial statements. So please bear with me on this one. For the income tax purpose, however, the income will not be reported as part of net taxable income since they have already been assessed the 20% final rate. However, now to account for the difference between the net income as reflected in the financial statement and the taxable income, the aforementioned corporations and individuals engaged in private practice should present the income earned from the RTBs as a reconciling item in their schedule of reconciliation of net income per book against taxable income. So essentially, corporate investors may consult with their accountants to properly guide them on this one. Same goes for private individuals. It should be noted that the interest earned from the RDBs must be supported with must be reported with the supported with the BIR Form 2306, which are available or can be requested from our office.
All right. So thank you for that explanation, Director Dons. Next question, maybe Wesley can answer this. I am already a stock investor. Why should I invest in this RDB?
Hi, thank you for that question. So one of the things that we are teaching our investors is to diversify our investments in order to manage the risk of loss. So as the saying goes, diba, parang don't put your eggs in one basket. So given that you're a stock investor, we recommend that you also add to your portfolio safe and low risk investments such as the RDBs instead of purely concentrating on riskier and more volatile investment class. Thank you.
All right. Next question. Is the RDB tradable? Robbie, would you care to answer this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Van. So investors may opt to sell their existing RDB investments through FirstMetro Securities. So all they need to do is submit a bond order form to FirstMetroSec to sell their bonds. And please note that all sell orders will be done at the prevailing market price.
All right, so it's that easy. You can sell anytime based on the prevailing market price. How about this one, Bernard? I am an OFW planning to retire soon. How much of my dollar savings should I put in the RDB?
All of it. No, just kidding. But actually, if you are retiring, there are a number of things that you may want to look at. Of course, you want to see how much of your income is actually in fixed income or in stocks, because of course in fixed income these are interest payments paid at a specific date. For the RDB, it's quarterly payments. So it will depend really on how much do you want as interest earned every quarter. Since you are retiring and you do not have any steady flow of income anymore, of course your income will come from the interests on the RDB. So checking on your cash flows would be one good step to start with. So now, once you know your cash flows or how much money do you require every quarter, then you can work back on how much of RDBs can you buy. Of course, you have to also consider the FX risk. If you are retiring in the Philippines, of course, your expenses are in pesos. So that's another thing that you may want to look into also.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Bernard. Another question. Is there an expedited process on opening a dollar account with FirstMetroSec if you already have a peso account? Robbie?
Well, if you recently opened a peso account in the last 6 months or so, you can still use some of the requirements that you submitted in order to expedite your application for a dollar account. And in fact, you can also use a peso settlement account and link it to your US dollar denominated trading account with First Metro Securities.
All right. So again, everything is online. Here's an intriguing question. Director Doms, I hope you can help us out here. How were the interest rates determined? Aren't they below the inflation rate?
Okay, so first off, how we determine the interest rate. So the rate for these securities are actually based on market, what was the prevailing market rate at the time of the auction. I think that was September 14, if I'm September 14 or 15. I'm trying to recall when exactly. But during that week. And the rates were submitted by the participating, what we call government securities eligible dealers. So basically, these are our partner banks from the data or from the demand that they receive from their own clients. So in short, the rates are not arbitrarily set, but are instead market-based. And based on the inflation, well, two things. Of course, perhaps you're just considering domestic inflation, but of course, this is in US dollars. So it's a different thing. You'll have to convert it to peso, and then you'll have to do some other adjustments before you can do an apples to apples comparison between the RDB and how a peso instrument is affected by inflation. And another thing, of course, inflation is more of a short-term or short to medium-term phenomenon. Whereas the RDBs, being fixed-term instruments, have a maturity of around 5 and 10 years. So the relevant consideration that you are really looking into here should be more on the market outlook and economic recovery, since that's what we're all looking at. And this will really be, I think, a good, will give you a better picture of how it is. But regardless, again, nevertheless, another thing that you have to consider when investing in the retail dollar bonds is the risk profile. Okay, so it's not just you don't just compare it to, let's say, stocks or other instruments, because these are really safe instruments because they are backed by the national government. They are guaranteed, basically, so you get your principal upon maturity. So there's a value that you derive from that safety.
All right, very clear. In the interest of time, I think we can only answer 2 more. We're getting a lot of questions, but we will be sure to answer them by emailing you guys. Okay, so next question, what is my proof of investment? Robbie, what do First MetroSec clients get when they invest in RDBs?
Yes, thank you, Van. Thank you for that question. So first of all, you will be able to check on all of your investments online on the platform of First Metro Securities. So it's all digital. Aside from that, if you want to have a physical copy, you can always request for a statement of account or a proof of certification of all of your holdings, so that you can always keep records of your investments placed under First Metro Securities.
All right, maybe the last question for now. Wesley, maybe you can help us answer this. If I am not a dollar earner, I can invest also as long as I invest in dollars, right?
Yes, as long as you can invest in dollars. That's correct.
All right. So in First MetroSec, as Robbie mentioned, you can either do dollar bills payment or dollar remittance to our bank accounts. So thank you very much to our dear panelists. We still have a lot of questions. Maybe in the next forum, we can answer more of them. Thank you very much for your time. Now to conclude this briefing, may we call on Mr. Jose Patricio Dumlao, Chairman of First Metro Securities, to provide his closing remarks. Thank you, gentlemen. Sir Pat, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Van. Again, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the Bureau of the Treasury and First MetroSec, I would like to thank you all for taking time to attend this meeting. We're very grateful for the opportunity to present to you the retail dollar bonds, another innovative product for Filipino investors. The Metrobank Group is happy to be at the forefront of this maiden RDB issuance. With its widened accessibility through a minimum participation amount of only $300, as well as the ease of investing through various online channels, including First MetroSec's online platform, the RDBs are truly a unique investment outlet during these unprecedented times. Together, we can expand, invest, and elevate your investment portfolio while effectively contributing to the government's efforts towards our nation's resiliency and sustainability. So once again, on behalf of the Bureau of the Treasury, First Metro Investment Corporation, and First MetroSec, I would like to thank you all for joining this virtual briefing for the retail dollar bonds. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us via email or our social media channels should you have any further questions. We hope to see your active participation in this round of issuance and on future issuances of the Republic. Mabuhay and stay safe always. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Sir Pat. And that ends today's investor briefing for the retail dollar bond. For more information, check out our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. We hope that we have convinced you to invest in RDBs so that together we can expand, invest, and elevate. This has been your host, Vanessa Galvez. See you again in our upcoming webinars. Remember, with First MetroSec, it's your future first. Good afternoon. Stay safe, everyone.